Pedro from A&P-Reacts. I'm here today with Netta to talk about Laurenne and Louhimo, The Reckoning, out July 9th on Frontiers Music. It's nice to have you on the channel again to talk about a different kind of project.
Yes, thank you for having me back on the show.
Oh, anytime. It's an open door for you. Anytime you want to come on to talk about anything, you can come on to talk about the weather if you want to. I'm
Wonderful, thank you. I might take you up on that though.
So you have.
Be careful.
We can talk about food, drinks, whatever it is that you want to talk about. There's always an open door and there's always an empty seat ready for you.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much.
So this new project, is this the result of a mutual admiration that you have for each other, or it goes a little bit deeper than that, and it's also a little bit of the friendship that you guys have that goes beyond the music?
Yeah, it's both. So it's I think it's of course we admire each other's talent and have been following each other's career, but it's more about really loving the other one as a person. So we really wanted to do something together. Like it was a dream to, collaborate more with something. We've been collaborating in same projects before, but this was really like a dream come true to be able to pull off a whole album together and really become an item. So we really got to spend more time together, and we had so much fun doing this album that I'll never forget it.
When you guys sat down to start discussing what you wanted out of this record, what was it clear for the both of you that you wanted, and what was it clear for both of you that you didn't want on this album?
We wanted good music. That was clear. Gosh.
I think that goes without saying. I mean, you get
a tough one.
You get the two of you together. That goes without saying.
Yeah, we were open to all kinds of ideas, but really, when I talked to Norah about this, I said that I'd really be interested in doing like this classic heavy metal and hard rock that neither of us have done, because in my micro atmosphere, in my my own universe, like Battle Beast is nothing like classic heavy metal and hard rock, and Smackbound is nothing like classic heavy metal and hard rock. So it was like really hitting that style, that really going to the roots of what we've been listening to when we were kids and stuff like that. So that was clear that we wanted to do that. It was clear that we wanted to do melodic music. We really wanted to be able to really sing and not just growl in one tone. But I think that's clear for, if you think back on both of us as singers, we like melodic stuff. So we really like to use our voices. So that was kind of a no-brainer. But that was discussed, that we want it to be melodic, and we wanted it to be something meaningful, something that has a message, or has that it has a place in the universe and in the world. We didn't just want to do another album that is, I hate doing music that is already dead when it comes out.
Yeah.
So yeah, so and Norah also felt the same way, that she wanted to do something meaningful,
something with soul.
Yes.
Yeah,
we both, we've been brought up listening to soul and blues, and so it's inside us. So we really wanted to get that out, even though we didn't, and that was a conscious decision, maybe more mine than Norah's, that we are going to steer away from soul and blues, which would be the obvious thing to do, as we've been brought up loving blues and soul music. So but I wanted to stay off from that, because I also wanted to give space to Norah's solo album, No X, that came out this March, which was more of that style and going to the roots, to the soul and blues roots, because we, we did study in the same schools.
Oh, I didn't know that.
With Norah. Yeah, we like, Norah is a bit younger than I am, so she's been following me. So she's been in the same schools that I have been. So it's really funny that we both really love the same stuff, and have gone from the same schools, starting from classical conservatory and then going to pop jazz conservatory. And the same schools in Tampere that we did. So it's funny that we ended up,
definitely
here.
A deep connection, a deep roots with the two of you. So there's a deep understanding. So how did that understanding of each other, knowing exactly your boundaries in terms of what you can bring to the table, what she can bring to the table, what your vision is, how did that all work as far as the creative process was concerned for this record?
I don't analyze the creative process ever while I'm in it. That's very important to me, to not analyze anything and try to be free from kind of doing any kind of thinking towards what should be done, and what genre or style are we going to pursue. Because I really want it to be really, I always want the process of writing music to be really organic, and have the freedom of expression and the freedom of kind of the moment. So we just beforehand we discussed this, that we're going to do like classic heavy metal and hard rock, and then we kind of forget about it. And Norah came to the studio, listened to a few demo songs that we had, that I had written with my husband, Netta Laurenne, and then we discussed about them, and Norah really liked them. And then we just went on and tried to forget everything that we had ever talked about, and just tried to have fun with the songwriting. And it was a really kind of free flow thing that we did. It was only when we had 2 songs left, like we had 8 songs ready and we had 2 more songs to do, then we started to discuss with Nino, like, what is the album lacking? Like, what's the glue? Like, how are we going to glue everything together? And that was when we were talking about tempos, and talking about, well, mainly tempos. What style is it lacking? And there was a lot of mid-tempo songs on the album, and then we had to discuss about, I'm into ballads, so I'm like trying to always pitch in some, could there be a 7th ballad on the album? but that didn't happen, fortunately. So we discussed about this and realized that, okay, we have to do something up tempo. And then it was one of the last songs we did was Bitch Fire. That was the first single that we were like realizing that we need more up tempo songs, and that was it. But really trying to keep it free from any thinking and just playing around with music, and just having fun, and Nino playing riffs and composing riffs, and I was just singing melodies, and we had the record on everything, and we were just doing it at the same time, and totally unaware of what the other one is doing. So afterwards we listened to it and we're like, okay, that's cool, let's keep that.
Yeah, we can use that.
Let's get rid of that one. What happened there? Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned your husband, because when I was listening to the album, obviously you both of you is what brings me to the record. You guys are on the pedestal. Like, once it was announced that you guys were releasing this album together, I got so excited, because I was like, what are we going to get here? Are we going to get Smackbound? Are we going to get Battle Beast? Are we going to get a merger of the two? Are we going to get something completely? I knew it was going to be good. I just didn't know what it was. But your husband felt to me like he's the unsung hero because the work that he did on the guitars was absolutely phenomenal on this record. Do you feel like he deserves a little bit of praise and take perhaps a little bit of the spotlight away from the two of you and just a nice tap on the back and say, amazing job?
Well, hell yeah.
I was blown away. Really incredible.
Of course he does. I don't know if you know, but he has his own band, Thunderstone, which has just it's one of my favorite. I love Pain of Salvation and I love Thunderstone, like one of the best bands ever. Like just great songs. He's a great songwriter and great guitarist. So it's just something in the world just doesn't, not everything collides in a perfect way, but yes, definitely he deserves, all the glory for his talent, who he's as a musician and as a songwriter. He's just great. Yes, so a lot of this is about him also.
Yeah. I thought like it didn't completely surprise me, but it impacted me that like I came for the two of you, and then I was like, wow, his work is just incredible, like the perfect complement for what you guys were doing vocally. He was doing musically with the guitars, with the solos. The solos are incredible. I really felt like it was like the unsung hero of this record, because everybody's going to talk about you guys and your vocals, and deservedly so, but I felt like he did a little bit of a tap on the back and nice job.
Yeah, and he definitely should. He's an amazing guitarist, and I don't know anyone who does better riffs than he does. He's a killer riff machine, if you could say. And I really love the style of, even though on the record there's a lot of now like special guest like playing the guitar solos, but every time it's always Nino who is telling the style. So he is kind of screenwriting the emotion and saying like, change this and do it like this. This is great, but change the ending to this. I have this idea of doing like this. So it's really he being the mastermind of guitars, and I love his style. I love Joe Bonamassa. We probably talked about that earlier with you. A perfect guitarist, doesn't do anything wrong. Every note that he hits is the right one, and the same thing happens with Nino. So he's a guitar hero, really. For me, one of the favorites, all-time favorites, in style, because he does have this knowledge of style and knowledge of emotion in guitar playing. So he always kind of interprets the emotion in the song in a perfect way, and that is the most important thing in music, be it being a singer or a guitarist, to get the emotion out of the song. So yeah, definitely there should be a lot of patting on his back to making this happen. And he's like the core of he's being born in the 70s, like he was a teenager, through the 70s, and teenager through 80s. He played it all, so it's really, there's a lot of stuff, and you can hear it. A lot of the singing melodies are from me, and the riffs are basically from him, everything. So it's just, all glory to him with that. I really admire him as a guitarist, and he should be really known for what he does.
When I saw the announcement for this record, and I realized that you're singing on this album with your younger sister, and you have your husband involved in the creation of the sound, this is a family affair, if you will. So does that create extra challenges and even perhaps a little bit of pressure in terms of what the expectations are coming out of this record?
No. No, I really don't. I'm trying to keep away from, any of this pressure thing when it comes to music. And I've succeeded in keeping my freedom when it comes to music. So I do not think about pleasing anyone. I don't think about the expectations. I just think about, in a way, I only think about the music that I'm doing, like as an inner process. If it feels good to me, then I'm okay with whatever happens with it after it's, out of my hands. And I'm just really strict about everything before I let it from my hands. So I don't think about whether people will love it or hate it. It just has to be something that I can stand behind. And it has to be something that I wanted to put out into the world. Be it the worst record ever. If it's from me, then it's my soul. And if people don't like it, it's okay. But it has to be, if you start to think about the expectations or whatever pressures you have, which by the way doesn't exist, if you really think about it, they don't exist, because there is no such thing before something comes out. So it's your own expectations that will.
It's you putting pressure on yourself, I think.
Yeah. So I'm really good at not bringing pressure on myself. I'm just trying to execute the vision that I have, and trying to find the right words and music to tell the story that I'm trying to tell. So for me, it's really freeing, and I'm really kind of freed from all that pressure. And I don't feel it even now. I don't feel it, because I don't think about music like that, and I don't think about life like that, because if I would start to thinking myself as in that someone would have to like me, or I would have to please someone, I would fail, like totally fail, because there would always be someone who would say that I'm the worst person in the world, and I'm the worst singer and the worst human being, and I suck in everything. So that's kind of something I've been taught during my life, that I shouldn't ever listen to any of these outside opinions when I have a vision and I have a kind of a passion towards something. So I just have to keep calm and be really honest to myself in what I do, and I have to trust that. And if I do it correctly, so that I feel good with it, I'm good with any result that comes out. So I'm only hoping that people will find it. And I always feel like, not everybody's going to love their album. Somebody's going to hate the album. It's the worst album ever. But I hope that the album will find the people that it is supposed to find, that really get something out of it. And that's the only goal that I can have in life, to find the right people. It's like in all life, you shouldn't be worried about pleasing everyone. You should be being really truthful and honest about yourself and showing that to others. And that's the only way you can find the group of people around you that really dig you, because you are being honest, and then they see that you are the same as they are. So you find similar, souls to be around you in this life, and you wouldn't find them if you'd listen to this normative talk about what you should be like. And in music, it's the same way. You have to just be yourself, and that's enough.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you have to look in the mirror and like what you see, and not really be concerned about what other people see in you. I think if you have that positive outlook, you're going to end up finding a lot of people that see the same thing you see in yourself, in you, and that creates a positive attitude. Otherwise,
Yeah,
otherwise you're kind of just chasing your tail like a cat, just
yeah, exactly,
going in
exactly.
circles.
Yeah, and it's also about always seeing. I think also seeing, there's a lot of things that I see in myself. I'm like, okay, this is not the greatest, this is not the greatest thing in a human being, you know. Like I'm not so good in this part, uh, but I see it, and uh, I'm trying to evolve and better myself in it. But I still, I don't hate myself, but I love it. I see it, and I'm trying to kind of work on it, but I forgive myself for being like that because nobody's perfect. And I do believe that people also, I'm not trying to only people to see the positive sides of me. The best thing to happen is that people see all sides of you, and despite of that, they still love you because there's, you know, more positive things in you than the negative sides.
Yeah, that's really well said. Really well said. Uh, you mentioned about this record that you knew that you wanted that classic sound, that classic approach. You didn't want to be smackbound. You didn't want Battle Beast. Uh, did you prepare differently vocally for this record because of that desire that you had of going in that direction?
No, it's
Just press record. Just press
I'm
record
so
and let me sing.
yeah, boring answers. No.
No.
Next.
Next
No,
one.
no, yeah, I didn't prepare at all. I really didn't prepare at all because it's I don't think about techniques or anything when I'm singing. I'm thinking about the emotion and the energy in the song. So if you're singing, like if I'm singing Smack Bounce Wind and Water, and I'm singing Pitch Fire from Laura and Louhimo, there's a bit of a different energy in it. So it is natural that it comes out different. So I didn't think about it. It was all natural. It happened in the moment, and the whole recording process was very fast. And I was a producer, and I was editing, and I was producing and recording Norah's vocals, and I was all over the place and really stressed. And then I went into the into the booth and like, okay, it's my turn. And then I didn't think about it, but I always try to think about the emotion in the song. What's the story about? And that's what I concentrate on, like how to get the energy and the emotion out of the song. And then whatever sounds or techniques happen, they happen naturally. I've been singing for a long time, so I don't have to think about the technique because I've done that 20 years ago, or the first 20 years of singing, I learned the technique, so I don't really think about it. So this was just a natural process of saying like, okay, this is the feeling of this song is like this. So what do I want it to sound like? Like, how do I get it even bigger and better and more kick-ass? And that's just what happened on the album. And of course, Norah being a goddess in singing, so it was just awesome to work with her because it was so easy, because we didn't have to worry about anything at all. We didn't have to worry about who's going to sing what, because we were just, oh, do you take this or do I take this? And it was just like, you take this line and I'll take the next one, or oh, should we do the other way around, or whatever you want, because we trusted each other to be able to do whatever is on the album. So while composing the album or while recording, I didn't have any doubts or I didn't even think about hitting some notes, or I didn't have to think about is it too high or is it too low, because I knew that Nora and I could do it. So it was just a wonderful thing to work with. It was such a great singer. Like it was stress-free.
I was going to ask you what was the best thing of working with Norah, but I feel like you already answered that. I feel like you walked out of this experience, out of this record, with an even more consolidated appreciation and love for her. Is that true?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Of course, I've always known what a great singer she is. but this was such a great time and experience for us both. To maybe it was emphasized by the fact that it was a lockdown period and we didn't see a lot of people, but we did see, like, physically we went to the studio together and we were there, you know, hugging and singing at the same time to the same mic. And it was just amazing to, you know, have that connection, and we really fell in love with each other even deeper than before, because we've like found such a, you know, soul sister like relationship, where we really understood that we are so similar in every, you know, in every turn of life, or what has happened to us, our fears and traumas and dreams. Even though we were laughing about it, that we didn't know that we both had this dream of collaborating together. Of course, we've, you know, talked many times, but we've never talked about this, like, I want to do something with you, like in all seriousness. And it was like, it took 3 seconds for Norah to answer when I called her, like, would you be interested in joining me in this collaboration? And she was like shouting like, yes. I've been waiting for this. and it was so cool, and we got to know each other in so much deeper level, because we spent a lot of days and nights together just talking and maybe just drinking wine just a little bit. And really got to know the other's heart and soul. So that was also very beneficial for me to understand Norah on that level, to be able to write the lyrics so that they are also something that Norah would say. And she feels that she can stand behind the lyrics 100%, because I really wanted to kind of incorporate her thinking and heart and soul into the lyrics. So yeah, it was a great experience. I'm so grateful for it to happen. So this was the most positive thing that the pandemic, this shitty shitty period of time that we've had in the history, that this really happened. It's the best thing ever, because we were able to build something that otherwise might have been lost to the time and to the, you know, the schedules of every other band. So
was a little bit of a hurricane love between the two of you.
Yes.
Which is one of my favorite songs on the album. You were talking earlier about ballads. That one is just outstanding. I think it's the ballad of 2021. It's just incredible.
Thank you.
But I have one last question for you, and that is this going to be a one-time deal, or will we see part 2 of The Reckoning? The Reckoning returns down the line.
Yeah, we really look forward to going on, you know, touring live together. We'd love to be on stage together, and we'd love to, you know, do some more music together. So definitely this is the start, and we have a positive, how do you say it, but we are really looking forward to working more together. So I don't think that it ends in Dancers of Truth. It's just the beginning.
All right, that's great news. Great news. There will be The Reckoning returns perhaps down the road. So that's great.
Yes.
Well, Netta, yeah. Thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate you taking the time, and you have a super busy schedule. So thank you very much. All the best to you and Norah for this release, The Reckoning, out July 9th on Frontiers Music. All the best to your husband. Give him a tap on the back for me.
So, I will. He's in Spain now. I can't right now, but I will when he comes back.
When he comes back. all the best to you with the release, and I'll see you soon, I hope.
Thank you. Yes, we're doing the second album for Smackbound. We're in the studio right now. So yeah, we're going to be seeing each other. It never stops.
We're going to see each other again soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that.
Like I told you at the beginning, there's always a chair here open for you.
Yeah, thank you, and try to hang on with me.
Take care.
Take care. Bye. Thank you so much.